All right, sports fans, it's Monday evening. Welcome out to another episode of the Gridiron 64 podcast. I have my one of my crew members is with me here, Big T, Tony Pena. Tony, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing good, man. Ready to get it going.
All right, we've got the Z-Man missing in action so far, and of course, the coach couldn't be with us this Monday evening. We're hoping that the Z-Man will be able to join us here in a few minutes. I'm your host, Gabriel Trevino. Like I said, it's episode number 9. We're going to be talking high school football. Of course, part 1 is always the interview, and we do have 2 guests today on our podcast. We've got at the Refugio Bobcats football players. We've got senior Jordan Kelly. Jordan, how you doing?
Doing good. Thank you for having me.
Hey, Jordan, what's your jersey number?
Number one.
Number 1. And then we also got junior J.R. Moore. How you doing, J.R.?
Good, thank you for having me.
JR, what? Oh, absolutely. Thank you guys for taking some time and joining us here on the Gridiron 64. What's your jersey number, JR?
52.
52. So Jordan, these guys go both ways for the Refugio Bobcats in number 1 state, 2A Refugio Bobcats. Jordan plays wide receiver on offense and D-back on defense. JR plays left tackle for the Bobcats on offense, and he's middle linebacker for the defense. So we're excited to have these guys. Of course, Refugio is always contending for a state title, and it's no different this year. So we'll have some questions for the guys as far as how the season's going and what the expectation is, and can Refugio get another state title? So I'm going to pass it over to my co-host, right? My crew member, Tony Pena. He's got a couple of questions for Jordan and JR. Take it away, Big T.
All right, all right. So, Jordan, I know we talked a little bit already before we came on, but I just wanted to ask you, just so that everyone knows, did you grow up in Rockport? I mean, in in Refugio, did you grow up there?
Yes, sir. I grew up in Refugio. I think I moved to Portland for 2 or 3 years, in like third or fourth grade. Then I moved back here because, living here, it's another place like home. So yeah, I
So,
grew up here.
so, so, what is it like being a young boy growing up in Refugio, and then, I mean, obviously the history there has been going on for a long time. So, just try to think back to when you were, 10, 11, 12 years old, going into junior high and about to play football for your town. How was it like? What was it like growing up and wanting to do that thing? Do you have ambitions when you were younger? I mean, how was it for you?
In Refugio, we know all we're known as for is football. So at a really young age, every kid really plays football, and we always looked up to the high school who were on varsity, and we always look say, I want to be like him one day. And so yeah, and then me going into junior high, I was like, this is one step closer to high school football, and now I'm here as a senior.
Yeah, yeah, I could imagine. I mean, when you got a history like that, I could imagine feeling that way as a kid as myself. Um, and I know you weren't really sure about this, but I'm gonna ask you anyways. How many yards on the season do you have, and how many catches on the season do you have?
I have 27 catches with a little bit over 550 yards. I have 40 total touches with like 993 yards and 12 touchdowns.
Okay, okay, wow, awesome. Um, and then the last question I have is what are your plans for college and what do you plan to study?
I really haven't decided a college that I would be attending to yet. I have offers from Virginia, Lamar, Brown, and Columbia University, but I haven't really decided where I wanted to go. But when I get to college, I definitely want to study business management.
Right, right. Well, that's all I got, man. I want to thank you again for coming on. And good luck on the rest of the season. And I hope y'all win state again. I hope y'all, because I mean, we count Refugio as representing our area. So, when y'all do well, the area does well. So we look forward to seeing y'all deep in the playoffs and bringing home another state title. So good luck on the rest of the season.
Appreciate it.
Uh, J.R. Moore. Um, I wanted to talk a little bit about the expectations from your offensive line coach and what is the work ethic? I mean, again, Refugio wouldn't be able to be as successful as they are without their offensive line, and we talk about that all the time, week after week. The offensive line really is the key to success of the offense. So being able to come up and fill those shoes, what is the expectation from the coach, or for your what expectations do you have for yourself, and what is the work ethic over there for the offensive line?
Yes, sir. We have to put in like extra work every day and make sure we're protecting our QB every game so we can get that ball into our receivers' hands.
All right, all right. Um, and how many years have you been on varsity?
2 years.
2 years? Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
you were in that game last year then, versus Shiner.
Yes, sir.
And were you starting tackle then as well?
No, sir. I was just starting on defense.
Okay, okay. Um, so the last question I have for you is a defensive question. How many total tackles do you have on the season, and how many tackles for a loss?
63 tackles in total, about 8 or 9 tackles for loss.
Okay. Okay, well that's pretty good, man. Again, like I told Jordan, good luck on the rest of the season. Thanks for being with us, and I hope y'all bring home another state title.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Gabriel, that's all I got,
Yes.
man.
All right, Big T. I got the Z-Man. He's joining us now. Z-Man, do you have questions for the guys? Or do you need a little bit of time?
I guess I got questions here. Just I need a repeat of the guys' names again.
Jordan Kelly is on the bottom screen. J.R. Moore is on the top screen. Jordan is a wide receiver on offense, D-back on defense. J.R. Moore is left tackle on offense, and he's a middle linebacker on defense for the Bobcats.
Okay. Hopefully, sorry about coming in, joining in late. Hopefully, I don't ask the same questions that these guys really asked. I just came up with these just now. Okay, so Jordan. Okay, so which one's a senior?
Jordan.
Jordan. Okay, so Jordan, who is your toughest team that you will face this year, and why?
It's really the same answer every year, and it's going to be Shiner in the 4th round. Every single year we go into that game knowing it's going to be a 4-quarter war, and it's been like that for my 4 years that I've been playing.
Yeah, that's always a big game, and it seems like y'all get by there, man. Y'all got it made, So I see the Timpson Bears are up there from the Region 3, but they lost against Shiner last year to get to that state title pretty bad. So I think if y'all get by this one, y'all got it pretty easily, But hey, that's a long way still to go. A lot of football still left.
Yes, sir. Lots of improvement to make.
So I got another question for you. Is there any other sport that you play?
Yeah, I play almost every single sport. I play football, baseball, basketball, track. I play all of them.
So I'm assuming maybe football is your favorite, or is there another one in there?
Yes, sir. Football is definitely my favorite. As a kid, I've always had the same love for both football and baseball. But throughout my high school, I feel like football has overcome that.
Yeah. It seems to be everybody's favorite around here in South Texas. JR, what is your favorite thing about football?
Just the feeling you get when you step on the field. Every time you get to play, you're playing for your hometown and getting to represent Refugio.
So going off that question, growing up as a kid, what got you into playing football? Was there somebody that got you playing, or somebody you watched, or I don't know if you grew up in Refugio and that's the thing you wanted to be, or tell us a little bit what got you into playing football as a little kid.
Just going to the games when I was little with my dad and watching the varsity football team go out and win every day.
Yeah, everybody, and that's one thing I wanted to bring up to y'all. That's one thing that kids love. Y'all are big role models for these kids. Whatever y'all put out there for them, that's that was y'all at one time. You know, you got to think about that. You know what y'all perform out there, how y'all, you know, on and off the field. You know, so hey, you know, Refugio has a little tradition going on. You know, y'all don't ever let that thing stop. You know, so y'all doing a great job out there. You know, from the littles to the bigs. You know, so as you know, saying what I asked JR, you know, that's what got you into it. You know, going to the game, seeing it. And that's the example y'all putting on right now for these kids, you know. So y'all doing a great job because it's been going on for many decades. So good luck to y'all for the rest of the season, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That's all I got.
All right, guys. I've got a couple of questions for you before we let you go. Of course, you guys are undefeated right now. Pretty much you stay undefeated throughout the regular season, of course, in district. But you did play a tough game back in September. You played against Edna, a team that came into your place, and it was hyped up as a team that I don't know if they were going to be Refugio, but they were definitely going to be competitive. And it was. You guys take the win 55-38, but it was close. You guys really didn't pull away until toward the end in the fourth quarter. This question is for both Jordan and JR. Jordan, I'll go to you first. Yeah, kind of talk a little bit about how that game so far has been the toughest game, right, in this season. How has that game with Edna, do you think, prepared your team and you when you guys get into the playoffs and play that tough Shiner team?
I definitely feel like it prepared us, you know, playing for all 4 quarters. You know, we're probably not going to get much of that in district. So it really helped us feeling like our new offensive tempo, playing 4 quarters and seeing how it feels. And I definitely feel like it prepared our coaches because they game plan. You know, I always say we got the best coaches in the state, and they game plan like we were playing Shiner or for a state championship. And we take all the credit to the coaches.
JR?
That game really prepared us for what's coming up during the playoffs. It gets our mentality straight for us to go out and compete.
38 points, Joe. You played defense. How good was this Edna's offense in your mind?
They're really good. It's the best team we definitely played all year so far. They're real big up front that helped them move the ball.
Wow. Yeah, it was good. I kind of thought Refugio would win, but it was good. And I was kind of keeping up with it, you know, back and forth. And it wasn't until the fourth quarter that Refugio finally pulled away, but it was a back and forth. That was all wow. I heard they were really big. And we had your coach on, and he said it's going to be a test for our team. It's going to be a good one. But he thought you guys could pull it out. I mean, Refugio has a lot of speed, and so that speed will end up killing at some point. And it was able to prevail in the fourth quarter for you guys. So that's great. I want to talk a little bit about your fans playing in Refugio. I've always said that the two fan bases here in South Texas, Refugio is one, Alice is the other, man. They go out. I mean, it's like football in Refugio. Everybody, you guys are always, it's not competing for a district title, right? You guys are competing for a state title. Football season starts, you know, and you guys are ranked number 1 right now. Jordan and JR, I'd ask you first, does the number 1 ranking mean anything to you guys? Jordan, I'll go to you first.
You know, it means something and it doesn't to us. You know, it shows that we have the ability to go win state, but we don't really let that get into our heads. We just go out and perform, and rankings are really just a number.
JR?
We always have to go out and show that we can compete, even though that we're ranked number 1. We always have that one goal to go win state, but it takes more than just being ranked number 1.
Absolutely. Jordan, I'll ask both of you guys, talk about your fans. Jordan, you go first, man. What does the Refugio fans mean to you guys when you hear them out there? Because they pack that stand, and they also travel with you guys, just not at home. Same amount of people you get at home, it seems like you get on the road. I'll ask both of you guys this question. Jordan, you first. Talk about your fans. What does it mean to have these guys support you week in and week out, and you guys go out there, you see the stands packed full of Bobcat fans?
Yeah, but like I said earlier, you know, everybody in Refugio breeds football ever since they were little. So I definitely feel like us having home games this year has brought out a lot more people. But as last year, we still had the stands packed when we played every game away. And I just feel like our fans are second to none.
Absolutely. JR?
Yes, sir. They mean everything to us. When we go out there, we like to hear our fans get at it, and they come support no matter where we're at.
Absolutely. Best fans, like I said, referral analysis to me. I've got two more questions. And the first one I'd ask you guys to talk about the Shiner game last year. Jordan, I think you've been on, you won a state title already. You beaten Shiner. I think it was your sophomore year. Of course, last year, we were unable to get past them. But this year, it's like, here's game 3. Talk a little bit, Jordan, about winning that title as a sophomore, coming up short your junior year, and what's the expectation this year, senior year?
Sophomore year, we went into that game knowing, like always, it was going to be a 4-quarter war. We matched up against each other pretty well. And, all odds were with us. We got a game-winning field goal. And then we went on to win state that year. And my junior year, last year, once again, we knew it was going to be a good game. I believe we lost 24-13. And there was multiple offensive possessions where we were stuck inside of our 10. So I definitely feel like that hurt us a little bit. And ever since, we lost to Shiner last year, we've just been using that as motivation for this year.
JR, talk a little bit about Shiner. I know last year, I think it's the first time you probably played them. I'm not sure, but of course you come up short. But this year you have an opportunity to go back if everything plays out like we think it is, and it'll be Refugio or Shiner again in the 4th round. Your thoughts on Shiner last year and what the expectation is this year?
Yes, sir. Losing to them last year, being a first-year starter, kind of puts a sour taste in your mouth that you want to go back the next year and defeat them. This year, we been working real hard and want to end up on top this year.
Yeah. And like I said, us fans and podcasters, man, that's what we talk. We hype it up. Of course, there's still a lot of football before you get to Shiner. So, I don't want to say that this is the team that's going to meet up, but it's looking like that it's going to be Shiner and Refugio again meeting up. Hopefully that does happen, because for the fans, and we love to watch a good football game. Guys, I have one more question for you. Now, I'd ask both of you to talk a little bit about your head coach and your offensive coordinator. We've had Coach Cameron Cox on the Gridiron 64. Great guy. As an offensive coordinator, man, his winning percentage is just unbelievable. Games that he's won versus what he's lost. So talk a little bit about having Cameron Cox as your offensive coordinator, and then talk about Coach Herring and what's it like to play for him as your head coach. JR, I'll go to you first.
Yes, sir. Our offensive coordinator, Cameron Cox, he's a great offensive coach. He makes sure everyone's on task and keeps doing what they're doing right and 110% all the time. And Coach Herring, he's probably the best head coach you can ask for. He loves you on and off the field. Make sure you're doing your work and make sure you're getting everything done on the field.
Jordan?
Yes, having Coach Cam, like I said, he's one of the best coaches in the state. And he just makes sure every week that our team is ready to play. I've seen him break down a bunch of our opponent's defense, and he knows exactly what plays to go with, and we love him for that. And Coach Herring, a lot of people look at him like a mean man, but once you really get to know him, he's the best dude to be around with. He loves his kids, and he'll do anything for them.
And that's awesome. And you guys, like I said, Refugio's always contending for a state title. We don't talk district titles when you're talking about Refugio Bobcat football. You're talking about state titles, and you guys have an opportunity to bring home another state title. And so from the Gridiron 64, we wish you guys all the luck the rest of the season. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on you guys, talking about you guys on the Gridiron. And then, of course, when the playoffs start, we think that it'll be another matchup, a few rounds where it'll be Refugio and Shiner. Not sure, never know what can happen, but it's looking that way. And so just know that the Gridiron 64 is behind the Refugio Bobcats 100%. And we hope that you guys bring home another state title and represent South Texas well. And I know you guys will. Jordan Kelly, he's a senior, plays offense. He plays wide receiver, and on defense, he's a D-back. J.R. Moore is a junior. He'll be back next year for the Bobcats. Left tackle for the Refugio Bobcats on offense. And then, of course, he's the middle linebacker on defense. Guys, thank you very much. The Gridiron 64 really wants to give you a thank you for taking some time up. I know you guys had a long day at school and then of course practice. So we want to spend a little time and let the community know a little bit about the Refugio Bobcats and who Jordan Kelly and JR Moore are. So guys, thank you very much. Really appreciate your time. And here on the Gridiron, we give you the final word. So I'll go to Jordan first. Jordan, anything you want to add before we call it a night?
No, sir. Just I appreciate you for having us, and we appreciate y'all's support.
JR?
Sir, thank y'all for having us on today. And thank you for keep cheering us on for the season.
Absolutely. And then I'll go to my crew, Big T. Anything you want to add before we call it a night?
Yeah, I just had a train of thought just because both of them said this, growing up in Refugio. Was there a favorite player that that y'all had that you could remember coming out of Refugio said, man, that dude right there, you know what I mean? Jordan, is there somebody that you could remember when you used to go to the games, just somebody that sticks out?
I would have to say Lynx Hawthorne. I believe he played for them in 2016.
Yeah.
I believe, and my older cousin Jalen Mascoro.
Okay,
Those
okay.
are
So
the
you're
two players that I really wanted to be like when I was little.
all right, awesome. JR, what about you? Who was it for you?
Probably Shiloh Wetzel.
Okay, okay.
He was always just making touchdowns, running fast as he can. And then
Yeah.
another one would probably be Trace Mascoro.
Okay. Yep, I remember all those names. Nah, I just wanted to ask because you guys are those guys for the younger generation, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? That's why I just wanted to ask. But that's all I got, Gabe.
Donnie?
Now, just good luck, man. Bring home the state title for this Corpus Christi area. That's what we're here for, the Coastal Bend, and we really root on for our Coastal Bend teams. And, it's kind of sad that we got like games of the week and we pick games and stuff like that. We try to pick more competition games, but it's sad that we never pick y'all because we already know that y'all are going to win every game pretty much, So, but, when the playoffs start, I've never been to a Refugio game. Let me just say that. I played high school ball and I never got to play against Refugio from junior high all the way up. So, I like to go to a Refugio game and see what's about, So having y'all on, having Coach Cameron Cox on, and it makes me more interested about what's going on over there. So, I'm planning to make at least a playoff game here and there, hopefully within the area. So good luck to y'all. And I'll enjoy seeing y'all. And I'll remember y'all on the field for sure.
I appreciate it.
Hey, Jordan and JR, listen, we definitely want to bring you guys back on as the playoffs start and hopefully get some of your other players. Maybe we can get your defensive coordinator on. We've had Cameron Cox. We'd like to get your defensive coordinator on possibly before the season ends or first round, second round of the playoffs. We'd like to get him on and let him talk about the defense. That's a big part of what you guys do to get to that state title. So we've had Cameron Cox. We definitely like to get your defensive coordinator. JR, what's his name? What's your defensive coordinator's name?
Eli Boxell.
Eli Boxell. Okay. We will definitely send a message to Coach Cameron Cox. See if we can get him on sometime. We definitely like to have both of you guys back on, maybe some of your other players. And hey, listen, when we go down there and see you guys, we can't live stream the game if it's a playoff, but we definitely would like to interview you guys after a win, possibly that Shiner game. I'm definitely thinking about going and watching Refugio Shiner if it comes to where they play each other. And hopefully after that, you guys will get that win. We'll be looking for you guys on the field to get an interview. So hopefully we can do that. We'll see you guys when we go watch one of your games, playoff game. And we'll be down on that field trying to get an interview with you guys and some of your players. But from the Gridiron 64, guys, thank you very much for spending some time with us, shining some light on your program. We'll be looking to get you guys back on sometime during the season, maybe in the playoffs, and some of your other guys and your defensive coordinator. And just remember, from the Gridiron 64, man, we wish you all the luck in the world and bring that state title back to South Texas, guys.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, have a good evening.
You too.
You too.